Good afternoon, dear students. Last time we discussed about spontaneous mutations, and now we are going to discuss today about induced mutations. Okay, induced mutations are those mutations which are deliberately brought about in an organism by using mutagens. Now, what are mutagens? Mutagens are any physical or chemical agent that increases the frequency of mutation are called as mutagens. Okay, there are two category of mutagens, chemical mutagens and physical mutagens. Now we are going to discuss about chemical mutagens. Okay, the three different types of chemical mutagens that we are going to discuss are base analogs, number one, and number two, agents that modify purine and pyrimidine bases, and number three, agents producing distortion in DNA. Now, what are physical mutagens? Radiations like UV rays, X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays are physical mutagens. So, let us now start with chemical mutagens. The first is base analog. What is a base analog? Okay, a base analog is a molecule that is structurally very much similar to the normal nitrogenous bases that are found in DNA. Okay, so they are similar in structure to normal bases, and hence they are incorporated into DNA during replication instead of the normal bases. Okay, and when these base analogs which are structurally similar are added to the DNA during replication instead of normal bases, they may lead to mispairing and hence mutation. Okay, they may not be always mutagenic, but most of the times they lead to mispairing and hence cause induced mutations. The best examples of base analogs are 5-bromouracil, which is a base analog of thymine, and 2-aminopurine, which is a base analog of adenine as well as guanine. Okay, so what are base analogs? They are those which are incorporated into DNA during replication, and they can cause mispairing. Examples of base analogs: 5-bromouracil, which is a base analog of thymine, and 2-aminopurine, which is a base analog of either adenine or guanine. Okay, so this is the structure of 5-bromouracil. Okay, it is just structurally very much similar to thymine. The only difference is in case of thymine, at the fifth carbon there is a methyl group, and in case of 5-bromouracil there is bromine group at the fifth position. Now, this methyl group or bromine has nothing to do with pairing. Okay, so as thymine pairs with adenine, 5-bromouracil also pairs with adenine, but 5-bromouracil readily undergoes tautomerism and gets converted into its rare enol form, and when 5-bromouracil changes to its enol form, okay, it mispairs with G. Okay, so 5-bromouracil in its keto form pairs normally like thymine, that is, it pairs with adenine. So instead of Ta pairing, there will be 5-bromouracil adenine pairing. Okay, so it is not going to cause any mutation, but when 5-bromouracil changes to enol form, it mispairs with guanine, and hence it leads to mutation. So adenine pairs with thymine, right? So during replication, instead of thymine, 5-bromouracil is added. So adenine pairs with 5-bromouracil, but 5-bromouracil may undergo tautomerism and change to rare enol form, and when it changes to rare enol form, it pairs with guanine. You can see 5-bromouracil pairs with guanine, and hence there is AT to GC transition. In the subsequent generation, AT pairing will be changed to GC pairing. Okay, so the normal structure of 5-bromouracil in its keto form, it pairs with adenine, frequently changes to enol form and pairs with guanine. So normally when there was TA pairing, now has changed to CG pairing. So it caused AT to GC transitions. Now we can see here, this is the structure of 5-bromouracil, normally pairs with adenine because bromine at the fifth position has nothing to do with pairing. Okay, but when 5-bromouracil changes to enol form, it forms 3 hydrogen bonds with guanine, and 5-bromouracil guanine pairing takes place. That leads to a mutation. Another base analog is 2-aminopurine. It is the base analog of adenine. It can also behave like guanine. Okay, in case of adenine, adenine is actually 6-aminopurine. At the 6th position, there is amino group. In case of 2-aminopurine, at the 2nd position, there is an amino group. So it structurally resembles adenine, and hence it is added as if it is adenine. Okay, and 2-aminopurine normally pairs with thymine like adenine. Like adenine, 2-aminopurine pairs with thymine. But 2-aminopurine can pair with cytosine. When 2-aminopurine is added in the place of adenine and it pairs with cytosine, then it leads to AT to GC transition. It means it causes transition type of mutation. So just look at this. Thymine pairs with adenine. Just imagine, instead of adenine during replication, 2-aminopurine is added. It has paired with thymine, no problem. But in the next generation, if 2-aminopurine pairs with cytosine, then in the subsequent generation, there will be CG pairing. So instead of TA pairing, it will be CG pairing. So ATGC transition will take place. Both the base analog produce transition type of mutation. Which base analogs? 5-bromouracil and 2-aminopurine. Both of them cause transition type of mutations. Now the second type of chemical mutagen is agents modifying purine and pyrimidine bases. For example, nitrous oxide, hydroxylamine, and alkylating agents like dimethyl sulfonate, EMS, that is ethyl methyl sulfonate, and EES, that is ethyl ethane sulfonate. So these are the alkylating agents. Okay. Now what is the effect of HNO2 on DNA? Right? HNO2, how do it modify purine and pyrimidine bases? HNO2, nitrous oxide, is actually a deaminating agent. So it deaminates the nitrogenous bases. Those nitrogenous bases which contain amino group, NH2 group, are deaminated. That means their NH2 group is removed and is converted into OH group. Okay, so it causes deamination of nitrogenous bases containing amino group, converts the NH2 group into OH group, and the order in which nitrogenous bases get deaminated are adenine readily gets deaminated, followed by cytosine, followed by guanine. So you can see here that adenine upon deamination forms hypoxanthine. Okay, adenine, this is adenine, 6-aminopurine. Upon deamination by nitrous oxide, the NH2 groups gets converted into OH group, hypoxanthine. And hypoxanthine has a different pairing behavior as compared to adenine. Okay, so adenine on deamination forms hypoxanthine. Pairing behavior of hypoxanthine is like guanine. So hypoxanthine pairs with cytosine. Thus, AT pairing is replaced by GC pairing in the subsequent generation. Why AT pairing is replaced by GC pairing? Because hypoxanthine behaves like guanine. So hypoxanthine pairs with cytosine. So initially where there was AT pairing now has been replaced by GC pairing. Similarly, cytosine also undergoes deamination and forms uracil. You know that uracil pairs with adenine. And hence, cytosine, initially there was cytosine, so there was CG pairing. Now, cytosine upon deamination forms uracil, so it will be UA pairing. And naturally, CG pairing will be replaced by AT pairing. So, again there is AT to GC transition type of mutation taking place because of deamination by nitrous oxide. So, cytosine on deamination forms uracil. Uracil pairs with adenine. So initially when cytosine was to pair with guanine, CG pairing was there. Now it will be UA pairing. So it will lead to mutation. So you can see here, CG pairing, HNO2, C gets converted into U. So UG pairing, in the next generation, the two DNA strands will separate and U will pair with A and G will pair with C. So initially when there was CG pairing, now it has been changed to UA pairing or AT pairing. So that is how transition occurs. Guanine also changes, but guanine upon deamination gets converted into xanthine. Guanine upon deamination gets converted into xanthine. But xanthine has same pairing behavior like guanine, and xanthine will pair with cytosine. Okay, so there is actually deamination of guanine to xanthine is not mutagenic because the pairing behavior may not change. Okay, so nitrous acid produces exclusively transition type of mutation, both AT to GC transitions. These mutations can be reversed. Okay, now the second agent that modifies purine and pyrimidine base is hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine is also again a deaminating agent. So this hydroxylamine also deaminates cytosine and guanine. Okay, so cytosine upon deamination is converted into uracil, and similarly guanine, and hence both hydroxylamine also is a deaminating agent and can lead to a transition type of mutation. Okay, the third type of chemical mutagen is alkylating agents. Okay, alkylating agents like DMS, dimethyl sulfonate, EMS, ethyl methyl sulfonate, or EES, ethyl ethane sulfonate can act as alkylating agent. As the name suggests, they bring about alkylation of bases. They cause alkylation of bases, which increases when DNA is treated, or when DNA comes across alkylating agent, their bases undergo alkylation. After alkylation, the chances of ionization of bases and pairing error causes pairing error. Okay, upon alkylation, the bases undergo ionization. Okay, upon ionization, they become unstable. The sugar-base linkage breaks and the bases are released from the DNA, creating a gap in the DNA. Right? So upon alkylation, bases undergo ionization, become unstable. The sugar-base linkage breaks and it releases the base from the chain. This creates a gap in the DNA molecule, and hence, okay. And when a gap is created, then during first replication across the gap, DNA polymerase enzyme adds any base at random. Okay, in the gap, DNA polymerase enzyme adds any base at random, either A or T or G or C. If a proper base is not added, it will lead to mutation. So let us take an example of ethyl methyl sulfonate, EMS. It adds an ethyl group to N7 of guanine. At the 7th position, guanine is ethyl group is added. Okay, EMS adds ethyl group to N7 of guanine, and N7 ethylated guanine is cleaved. It gets released from the DNA, is cleaved from the chain, creating a gap. Any base at random is added across the gap. For example, alkylating agent example is mustard gas. Right. So just look at this. So initially there was ACT pairing and TGA pairing. Guanine undergoes alkylation because of action of EMS. Right. And the G is released. So you can see that T gap A. There is a gap. Okay. G has been removed. Now when first replication take place, in the gap any base will be added by the DNA polymerase enzyme. We have shown here either adenine or thymine. So either adenine can be added, or thymine can be added, or guanine can be added, or cytosine can be added. Okay. Now if adenine is added in the gap in the next generation, you can see that there is TA pairing. So initially there was CG pairing. There will be TA pairing, AT pairing, GC pairing. So there are chances that, okay. So you can see if across the gap is A is added, AT pairing. Across the gap is T is added, then AT pairing. Across the gap is G is added, then CG pairing. Okay. So this is how EMS can bring about alkylation in the base.